Welcome to Excel tutorial. Today, I'll teach you how I have created my debt payoff tracker. So this is a multi-tab spreadsheet. So with the help of this spreadsheet, we'll be able to actually pay our debts easily and then manage all our debts at a single place. So it also comes with a dashboard, and then I'll teach you how we can create this from scratch. First, I'll show you how this dashboard is going to look like. Here is how my debt payoff tracker dashboard will look like. So I have the year, month, and then how much payment has been done, how much is left, and what is the balance, and how much is paid off. So also I have the graph, and below this one I have all my debts listed down over here and how much payment paid. All these things we'll be able to track with the help of this particular spreadsheet. I'll teach you from scratch how to create this. Let's get started. I have opened a new Excel spreadsheet. I'll try to first go on name the sheet as input data. So at the top, I'll just try to go and completely select this. I'll say merge center, and here I'll have input data as a title for this particular sheet. I'll try to increase the size of this and make this bold and also fill this with the color. So in this particular sheet, what we are going to do is we are trying to actually fill all our debt information over here. So first I'll have the name of my debt, and then what is the balance, and next I'll have the minimum payment, how much should be made, then what is the interest percentage. So all this one I'll just have it over here. So in this table, there's nothing but we just need to input all these information over here. I'll completely select this, and then I'll make this bold, and also I'll fill this with the color. So here I can go and list down all my debts. For example, let's say I have a personal loan. Then let me say I have a student loan. And let me say the next is going to be some medical debt, which I have. Next, let me say home loan. And the final, let's say it's going to be credit card. So these are some of my debts. So here I can enter how much balance still is need to be paid for each and every loans over here. So let's say it's going to be $4,500 for the personal loan. Let's say for student loan, it's going to be $6,000. And for medical debt, let's say it's going to be $3,200. For home loan, let's say $15,500. And last, my credit card, let's say it's going to be $1,200. So all these, I'll just try to convert this into US dollars. Next, I need to enter the minimum payment. So how much minimum payment for each month it has to be paid. So here, let's say for each and every loan, I'll just try to go and enter the minimum payment. So let me say for here, it's going to be $300. For student loan, let's say it's going to be $350. For medical debt, let's say $250. For home loan, let's have it at $900. And for credit card, $120. So here, all these are again going to be in US dollars. So I'll select this. And then last is we are going to have the interest rate. So here I can have the interest rate. I can enter here. So let me say for personal loan, it's going to be 7%. And next for student loan, let's keep it at 6%. And for medical, 9%. For home loan, we'll consider it as 10%. And for credit card also, we'll consider it as 10%. So these are going to be my interest for each and every loans over here. You can fill all your debt information completely in this input data table. Next, I'll try to go and create another sheet, and I'll call this sheet as transactions. And first, I'll just try to go select this completely. I'll say merge center. So here I'll have the title as transactions. I'll try to increase the size of this. I'll make this bold, and also I'll fill it with a background color for here. So here we can list down all the transactions, like how much ever we are paying for each and every debt, and whatever transaction we are trying to clear our debts, all these transactions we can try to list down over here. So here I'll have the date, and then what is going to be the value. Next, I'll have for which debt I'm just paying. And then if any other details are there, we can just have details entered over here. So this is going to be my complete debt transactions over here. So I'll select this and I'll do the formatting. So here you can list down your date and what is going to be the value of that particular transaction and for which loan you're trying to pay. And if any other details are there, you can just try to enter it over here. In this particular table, you can enter all your transactions. Next, I'll go and create another one sheet. So it is going to be a complete dashboard sheet over here. So I'll call this as debt tracker. And at the top, I'll completely select this. I'll say merge center. So here we can have the monthly overview of our debt. So we can even call it as debt tracker over here. And then I'll do the formatting for this. And I'll center align this. So here first at the top, I'll just leave some space for the dashboard to maybe enter our key pointers at the last and for some graphs. I'll just try to select this completely over here. And then I'll say merge center and I'll have overview. And below this one, like we can have the table. So first I'll have what debt it is going to be, and then what is going to be the payment and how much is paid. Then we'll have the left amount, and next I'll have the balance, and then I'll have the how much is paid off. So, and then we can have a progress over here. So these are some of the important titles on our table. So I'll just try to go and adjust these columns completely over here. So I'll completely highlight this and then I'll do the formatting. So I'll make this bold and also I'll fill this with the color. And here for overview also, we can just have a color for this. So the complete progress, I'll just try to merge across here. Now I need to get all my debts, whatever I have in my input table over here. So I'll say is equal to if, and then I'll open the brackets and here I'll go. So here I have if there is going to be any value over here, so that's the condition. If it is going to be empty, I'll have no value, or else I'll have the same value over there. So I'll just press enter. So here I'm getting all the loan details. So here I'll just try to flash fill this completely. So now you can see I'm getting the complete details over here. So at the last, I'll have total over here. So here for the payment, we can just try to go and enter what payment is going to be made for that particular month. Let's say it's going to be $550, and for student loan, let's say $430, and for medical debt, let's say $250, for home loan, let's consider $1,600, and for credit card, let's say $200. So now if I want to find how much is paid over here, so the paid value is nothing but in my transactions, the sum of all the values is going to be the paid value for that particular loan, whatever I have paid in that particular month. So to do that one, I'll be using the sums formula over here to completely calculate the sum of all the values in the transactions. So before that one, we also need to have the month. So which month we are trying to find this, right? So for that one, we need to have the month. So what I'll do is I'll just try to have the month. Okay, so here you can see the month is going to be, let's keep it like March. Okay, so this is going to be the month over here. So now what I'll do is here I'll come and then here I'm going to say is equal to, I'll say sums and then I'll open the brackets. So first I need to select the sum range. So here I'll go to the transactions table and then I'll completely select the values over here. So this is the sum range. The value is going to be the sum range. I'll give comma and then I will say that is all the values. It should be within the month, right? So I'll completely select the date range. So that is going to be the first criteria. And then I'll give comma. So here inside the quotations, I'll say whether it's going to be greater than or equal to. And I'll come and select the date. So whatever day, whatever like the month we have, right? So I'll come and select that one. So I'll come over here. So here is where I have my month, right? So this month I'll select. So this is the first criteria. Second, I'll again come and select the complete date range. So it should be less than or equal to the same value, right? So I'll give comma and then inside the quotations I'll say less than or equal to, and here I'll be using the EO month formula, and then it should be the start date, nothing but this month, comma 0 I'll give. So and I'll close it. So this is the second criteria. Now I'll come to the third criteria. So here the third criteria is nothing but whatever transactions we have, that transaction should be for the personal loan or student loan. So here we are doing it for personal loan. So whatever transactions we have, the debt, whatever we enter here, it should be equal to the personal loan. So I'll completely select this over here. So I'll give comma, and then I'll say it should be equal to, and I'll say, and it should be equal to this personal loan. So I'll come and select this one, and I'll close the brackets. So now when I press enter, you can see I'm getting the value as 0. Since we don't have any transactions in the transaction table, that is why I'm getting the value as 0 over here. Now let's try to do the absolute referencing for this particular formula so that we can just try to flash fill this completely. So here you can see all the date ranges and the sum range is going to be the same. So I'll just try to add the dollar symbol before this completely. And the month is also going to remain the same, right? So for that also, we can do the absolute referencing. So only the last personal loan or the student loan, only that is going to change. So other things are going to be, it's going to remain the same. So I'll do the absolute referencing completely for others. So only for the last, for personal loan, I'll not do the absolute referencing. So now I'll enter. So here is it. And I'll just try to flash fill this completely here. So I'll get this as 0 because we don't have any transactions in a transaction table. And also we can just try to completely format this as US dollars over here. So now next is I want to find the left value. So here the left value is nothing but it's going to be my payment minus my paid value. So I'll say is equal to, so whatever is my payment subtracted by my paid value. So this is going to be my left value. So when I try to flash fill this, you can see I'll get it completely that all these are the left value. So how much, since we have not paid anything, so the same values will just get it over here. Next is we'll be having our balance. That's nothing but we already have the balance from the input data sheet, right? So we can just try to get that value over here. So I'll say is equal to, and from the input data, so we have the balance value. So since all these are arranged in the same order, I can just say I'll enter and I'll get this value. So when I try to flash fill, I'll get completely all the balance values over here. So also this also, I can just try to format this in US dollars. So if you have paid off any loans, you can just enter how much has been paid off till now, and then you can enter it over here. Like let's say we have paid off like $1,100, and then we can have just like that, and I can also format this into US dollars. So you have paid off any values, you can just add it over here, and now we'll just try to find the total value over here. So I'll just completely highlight this particular column, I'll make this bold, and after that here I'll find the sum of all my payment. So whatever is payment, I'll just try to find the sum of that. Next I'll have the sum of all the paid value. So here we don't have any paid value over here, and then we'll have the find the sum of the left value. So this is the left value, and the balance value so is equal to sum of all the balance value which has to be paid, and then here we'll have the sum of paid off value. So we'll completely do it over here. So and then here what we'll do is we'll just try to have our progress. So the progress is nothing but what I'll do is it's going to be equal to how much ever I have paid off divided by the balance value. So you can see this is going to be the progress percentage. So I'll convert this into percentage. So when I just try to drag this completely, you'll be able to get the percentage for this one. So this is the percentage, right? So the progress, I'll just say it is going to be equal to this 24%. Same thing I'll just say. Now what I'll do is I'll just try to go and select this completely, and we can just do the conditional formatting over here. So I'll just try to go to data bars, and then I'll completely select the more, and now I'll go to the percentage. So initially it's going to be 0%, right? So maybe we can say percentile. So it's going to be 0, and then maximum is going to be 100, right? So we'll show only the data bar, and then we'll have a solid color fill. So like this, maybe we can have this green color fill over here, and I'll give OK. So you can see the progress percentage over here automatically. Like this, we'll just get the progress over here. So we can just do the conditional formatting according to our need. And I'll also make this bold. So this is my complete overview table to track my dates. So now we'll come to the dashboard, and then we'll create the dashboard. So first in the dashboard, we'll have the year. So I'll first select this. I'll say merge center. So here I'll say select year. And here the March is visible, right? So I'll just try to change the color of the text over here to white so that it will be not visible to the users. So next is we'll have the select year, and after that I'll be able to select my year. So I'll just have this here, and then let's say 2025. So here we can just try to completely select this. I'll increase the size of this and then make this bold. I'll make this center align over here. And I'll also fill the border for this, like all-line border, and then here I can have the fill color. So let's say we'll fill this with this color. So after that, the next is going to be we'll have the select month. So this month we'll just have it. I'll just try to merge center. So here also I'll try to merge center. So here I'll say select month, and let's say March over here, and then I'll just try to completely select this, and then we can do the formatting. So I'll also come and do the other things. So here I'll merge center. So here I'll say payment, and then here we'll have the value for that. I'll just merge and center. So next here I'll be having what is the left value, and I'll merge and center this. Here for entering the value also I can just merge and center. So after that, here I'll have the balance, and below that one here I can have the paid off value. So I'll merge and center this completely. So I'll just select this here, all these, and then I can just do the formatting together for all these key pointers. So I'll increase the size, I'll make this bold, and I'll also add the all borders over here. Select this, I'll make this also center align. So now for each and everything, we can just go and change the colors. So here for the payment, so I'll just try to go and have the payment value. So whatever is the payment value we have over here, so that's going to be equal to, so this value, I'll have it over here. And then for left, it is going to be equal to, so the left value, so that we can have it over here. And for the balance, so we'll have is equal to, and whatever balance value, so that we can have it. And the paid off value, so here we'll have the paid off value. Whatever value we have, we can just go and enter that one over here. This can be our key pointers for this particular tracker. And we can also create the graphs. I'll just try to go and create the graph, like how is going to be the payment versus the loan graph. So I'll completely select this over here. So I'll go to insert, and then let me create a column chart for this one. So here is how the payment for this particular, all these loans are given over here. So I'll go and change the color to theme color. So I'll go and change for all the colors for all this bars. Okay, so here is the graph. And then next we can have a graph for our loan and the balance. So for this one, we can have a graph. So how is going to be my debt, and then what is going to be the balance for each and every loan, how much it is going to be, how much it is going to contribute. So for that, I can create a graph. So now I'll go to insert, and then I'll create a pie chart for this. So now you can see with the help of this pie chart, so I can have it as my debt distribution. So how it is distributed, we'll be able to see it from here. So like you can see, the major amount is going for the home loan, and then other things, how it is done, we'll be easily able to analyze with the help of this distribution graph. So like this, you can create your complete debt tracker, and then you can track all your debts easily. So this is how we can create a debt tracker in Excel. If you wish to use the complete debt tracker template, and then track all your debts, I have given the link in the description. You can just try to go and download the debt tracker from there. Also, I have created multiple templates for tracking your personal finance like net worth tracker, sinking funds tracker, bill calendar, and many more. If you wish to use these templates, you can visit my website plrdeck.com and then download it from there. So the great advantage about this is all these templates are available for both Google Sheet and Excel. It also comes with master resale rights and commercial rights. You can try to edit these templates as per your wish and then share it with as many people you like. I hope you would have liked this video. Please do like and subscribe my channel for more such content. Thanks for watching this tutorial. I'll see you in another Excel or Google Sheet tutorial.